Another day, another yard, another hoist. No matter how often you do this, it still gives you the willies.
In the previous video, we'd tempted you with the bull running in Terceira. And don't you just want one of these guys to get tossed over his horns? Tormentabull.com. Serve him right, tormenting the poor bull.
Here he comes on the totally silent electric scooter that we've hired for the day. Welcome to Horta. So it's a clear day. We're up at the top, and this is the caldera. Very impressive. Pico in the clouds.
It was absolutely howling, so we headed straight back down.
These roadside hedges are all hydrangeas. They would look gorgeous in a couple of weeks' time. I'm not sure why they're not in bloom already. Quite amazing.
Too bloody cold.
Too bloody cold, he says.
Architecture, 1780s.
Architecture, maybe 1980s.
Settlement began mid-15th century. Early settlers coming mainly from Portugal, on the Algarve, also Flanders, France and Italy. Other than being a replenishment station for the Portuguese and Spanish ships, it was also a whaling station.
And just to get us in the swing for South America Part 2 in a couple of months, the town square. These are the ones you'll pass sailing down the coast of Portugal, and there'll be two guys in it frantically waving their lighter in the middle of the night so you don't run them down.
Finally the sky's clear and we got a good look at Pico. And after a final drink at Peter's Sport Bar, it was off to Terceira. That was where the bullfighting was.
And this fort, along with yesterday's, they were built to protect the ships and the silver and gold stolen from South America. Shows you the value they put on it to build fortifications like these. And there's a surprise. It's a hotel. This is where they must have stayed. It's like a modern day barracks. This is the challenge of being in the Azores. Got the Azores high, which means no wind, so unless it moves north or south, you've got 100 miles of motoring to find the breeze. There's a lot of dive charters, and you can tell the water is both freezing and crystal clear.
So we're on Terceira and we climbed up on the car to the edge of the volcano, and this is all caldera, farmed for cows in the wee fields with the dry stone dikes. Goodbye Terceira. And goodbye, Wakalele. We've had a wonderful day, we've had a wonderful holiday,
Apart from blowing up the front tyre, another €100.
I know.
And can we escape the rain chasing us in behind?
Next stop was San Miguel, but there was no room at the inn in the main marina, so we were round the corner in the cheap seats, where we met another Outremer Traverse. And I'd remembered that the last time we were in San Miguel, we'd rented a little bike. So we did so again and went for a bit of a tour.
In Ponta Delgada, the preferred pastime for the locals is swimming in the ocean.
But up here in the mountains, it's swimming around in the warm, muddy thermal pools. And then imagine you come across a tea plantation. All too soon, back into town. Another walk around the marina and the square, and then it was off for the mainland Portugal. So goodbye, San Miguel. It's time to go.
So that's it. Goodbye to the Azores. 820 miles to Lagos. That's a long way.
Had our evening meal, now it's dishwasher time. Not many kitchen sinks have this view. So we're just slipping along, about 300 miles out from Lagos, and we got the big guy up. Just cruising along smoothly, it's fabulous. 10 knots. Well, it was 10 a minute ago, honest. But smooth sailing. We wouldn't normally leave the Code D up at night, but the forecast is this all the way through to tomorrow. So we're going to take a chance of having a midnight panic to get the thing away. Meanwhile, we'll just cruise on towards the sunny Mediterranean. There are times you have to wonder about this choice of lifestyle.
You're telling me.
Midnight, dodging ships on the traffic separation scheme, blowing 25 knots. But it's a lovely moon outside. Strawberry moon, in fact. But we're tucked up. The patio doors are firmly closed. And steering from the command centre, a la Starship Enterprise. So here we are, about 3,300 miles from our decision in the Bahamas to let's go to the Azores in Europe. It'll be fun. So of course we're arriving in the pitch black, 60 miles off Portugal in the traffic separation zone, and here we have to do the running across the dual carriageway thing. We're going to miss this guy by between 200 metres and 1,000 metres, depending on how quick we're going. But then this guy up here, he's a problem. So when we get round the back of Strumon, we're going to have to bear off, unfurl the Genoa, and then zoom in front of him, and then hope nobody else appears coming up this way. Why does it always happen in the dark? But the wonders of AIS.
Welcome to Portugal. Just got here as the sun came up in 30 knots of wind.
It's always 30 knots of wind.
And
Always
it's
30 knots.
always coming in the dark. So we're in Portugal, we're in Orca territory, and we're hugging the 20-metre depth line, avoiding fishing pots, very close to the shore. Apparently the orcas don't come in here, and time we've deployed it, we don't see any orcas, we're just putting it down just to be on the safe side. Apparently they don't like the noise it makes.
Approaching Lagos for the first time in yonks. Nice kayaking territory. Just need to get rid of the tourists, of which there are dozens. Of course, forgetting that I'm a tourist too, really. Just because we have a boat doesn't make it any different. Lagos the other night in a flat cam, and of course now the swells come in, the winds come in, and we're 200 metres from the surfers, so time to get out of here before we end up having a wee surf ourselves. It's not a big surf, but enough to jerk the anchor out when it gets to low tide and we lose 2 metres of water.
We popped into Alvor, a nice little estuary just along from Lagos, and enjoyed a couple of quiet days there. Then further along the coast, a couple of old ruins, went to look at some old ruins.
Fabulous day for a sail. However, look how close we are to the shore, and you know why? Because there's orcas out at sea. There's been a report this morning, so we are hugging this coast, and actually it's beautiful. It's worth hugging. All these narrow openings. This is us entering Faro at theoretically low water. Look at this. It's like a washing machine. Just as well we've got both engines working. We're approaching Barbate Harbour, and guess what? Look at the length of this net. All the way out to sea. People complain about the lobster pots in Maine. Well, they've got nothing on this. Unbelievable. And that's Tarifa. And there's the turning point. And that hill in the background, that's Africa.
And this is Gibraltar. And this is a freshly launched Perini Navi super yacht. Just look at the size of the deck gear.
And look at that teak. They're not beautiful.
We stopped in Gibraltar for 3 days, ended up being 13, getting radars fixed and stuff. And of course we didn't wait long enough before leaving Formentera to get to Sardinia, so we had a bit of a wild ride. As we were going round the bottom of Sardinia, we spotted this little anchorage and we thought, well, let's go in for a look. And we landed up in Nora, a Roman settlement from long, long, long ago.
I mean, what did the Romans ever do for us? Well, how about sewage? This is the road, and under the road is the drainage ditch, which goes all the way to the sea, and up the road are the manholes that they could lift to clear all the debris. All of this in the 4th century AD. Not the spotlights, right enough.
So we got Sardinia off to a bit of a bang, and we did enjoy it, and we're looking forward to going back. However, it was time to get off to Tunisia, park up the boat, because we had another plan. We're going to fly back to South America. We're going to pick up the bike that will not sell and ride it from the north of Chile into Bolivia up, and then we're going to dizzy around Peru. So come along and join us as we see more of South America's amazing landscapes. And if you really like, follow us on the blog and on our live track. Thanks for watching.
Well, we tried.
See you next
We tried
time.
Valley of the Moon and we got caught out by a huge patch of sand, which made us fall off twice. We're both out of breath and aren't going to make it on foot to the top of this hill in case we fall again. So there we go. That's 3 falls and we're only on day 3.
3 falls and no submissions.